Howdy, howdy, folks. Once again, this is Donnie, and I'm coming at you with a brand new series about how to automate your jobs that you want to run without you having to sit there at the machine and actually invoke them. And we're going to start out with something called AT, which is real handy utility, which you can use to run a job just one time at some point in the future. And AT is really, really cool. There's a lot you can do with it. And let's say, for example, that you have this script that you've written. And I'm just going to go ahead here and show you this script. And we're going to go into USR, local, bin. And you can see there the Donnie, you see there the Donnie job.sh script. And we can open that up. And you can see there, or once I enter my password, that is, you can see there that it doesn't really do much. It's just a simple little script that I created for demo purposes. And I'm simulating that I want to create some sort of report. And I want this job to run at the end of the day after all business is done, but I don't want to sit around after business hours to run the script. So I'm just going to create an AT job for it. But anyway, what this particular script here is doing, it's just very, very simple here. I have this echo statement here. Echo, this report is for Donnie. And I am redirecting the output of the echo statement into this report. And then over here, we have something called a command substitution. And what I've done here is I'm using the date command and this little plus sign with all these percent signs over here. This is just formatting the date that I want to put in the timestamp, which will be in the file name of this report file that I'm creating. So what it's doing here, it's taking the output of this date command with this formatting, and it's going to be year, month, day, and then an underscore, and then hour, minute, second. That's what that all means. So that timestamp is going to be in the file name of this report file that I'm creating. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead here and get out of that. And then we'll just go ahead here and we will go back to our home directory. And I'm going to go ahead here and look at the AT man page here before we actually do anything. And I want to show you here how flexible this really is. And we come down here, and this paragraph here, actually these two paragraphs, are the paragraphs that you really want to read and become familiar with, because this tells you all the different ways that you can format a time or a date that you want your script to run or your job to run. And so we can see up here, we can have a time in the format of hours, minutes. If we want to run it at a specific time, we can specify midnight, noon, or tea time being 4 p.m. And we can also give a date in the format of month, name, and day, year optional. And we have several different forms there that we can put that date in. So we can do like month, day, and year. We can do month / day / year, month or day .month .year, or year -month -day. So you can use all those different formats. Or we can just say like now plus the number of time units, which could be minutes, hours, days, or weeks. And it doesn't say so, but I think months works as well. And we could also, we could tell it to run today at a specific time, because maybe we're at a point where we need to specify whether we're going to run the job today or tomorrow for a specific time. And we can also do things like AT 4 p.m. plus 3 days. So in other words, we're going to run it at 4 p.m. 3 days from now. And we could also do something like 10 a.m. on a specific day, 10 a.m. on July 31st. And we could do something like 1 a.m. tomorrow. And so, yeah, there's lots of possibilities there. And also for the time, it doesn't really say there, but you can see there, it says like 10 a.m. Well, actually, you can also do like 24-hour time. You can do like 10 a.m., 10 p.m., or you can do like 2200 if you want to do 24-hour time, right? So it's very, very flexible. So anyway, let's get out of that and let's take a look here at how this works. Okay, let's say that I want to run a job 2 minutes from now. So I'm going to do now, or rather I'm going to do AT now plus 2 minutes. Now, normally you're not going to set this for 2 minutes from now, but we don't want to be waiting around any longer than that here for the results in this case. So anyway, we'll do now plus 2 minutes, and then I'm going to do USR local bin Donnie job.sh. And then to finalize that, I'll do Control D, Control Delta. And then I'm going to log out of here just to show you that this does indeed work when you're logged out of the system. And that's a handy feature because let's say that you want to run this job after hours and you don't want to hang around, of course, waiting for it to run. And of course, you don't want to remain logged into your system either because, that's going to be a security problem. So you don't want like the janitors or the cleaning people to come along and get into your system while it's still up and running and while you're still logged in. That could be a bad thing. So you can log out, and then when the time comes for this job to run, it will run. And then when you come back the next morning, you can log back into your system and you will see that the job has run. And in this case, when we log back in, we're going to see that indeed we're going to have a report file there for us. Now, while we're waiting, something else too I forgot to tell you is that you might not have AT installed in your system. Now, it used to be a long time ago that, AT was always installed by default on pretty much everything, but that's not so much the case anymore. And for example, here, this is a CentOS virtual machine here, but I'm logged into an Orange Pi, and AT was not installed on it, so I had to do it. All you got to do is just do apt install AT like so, and that installs it. And this Orange Pi is running the Armbian Linux distro, which is built from Debian, right? So it's the same as Debian. And so as most Debian-based distros are, when I installed the AT, it automatically enabled and started the ATD service. There is an ATD service. I'll go ahead and show you that here. If we could go into lib, and you know what, better yet, let's just do this. Sudo edit systemctl edit. And this will just show you here. I'm not actually going to edit it, but I'm just going to show you here. And this is the easiest way to pull it up. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's just an AT job, or an ATD daemon rather, that this is what makes your jobs run automatically. Out of that, we don't need to really talk about it, right? So, and you can do sudo systemctl status ATD like so. And indeed, it does show you that it is running. And also, if you're doing this on CentOS, let me log out of here. Okay, so now we're on CentOS. And on CentOS, it's probably going to be installed by default unless you do a minimal install when you set up the operating system. And if that's the case, just do sudo yum install at, and then you're going to have to enable and start the daemon yourself because it does not happen automatically with CentOS. So you can just do that with sudo system ctl, and it's going to be enable -- now atd like so, and that will start your daemon and enable it so that it will start automatically the next time you reboot the machine. Okay, and we can see here too that indeed it is running here on this machine. Okay, but anyway, let's get back now to our Debian machine over here, and let's log in. And we should have our report file done. Should have been done several minutes ago, actually. And let's get the font size up here where we want it. Normally I'd be able to do Control++, but that doesn't really work well within a virtual machine. So, but that's okay. So we can do ls-l like so. And indeed, there is my report file with the date and time stamp in the file name. And we can do cat on that. And yep, there we have it. This report is for Donnie. Yay. Okay. And we can also do like AT at a certain time. You can see down here at the bottom, it is 14:23 in the afternoon. 2:23 p.m. for you civilian types. But anyway, let's do 14:25 like so, 2 minutes from now, just to show you that it works. And we do USR local bin Donnie job.sh like so, and Control D again. And this time I want to show you a couple other things here. We can do AT-L like so, and that lists our jobs. And it keeps a running total of the jobs. Now, even though I only have this one job running, this is listed as job number 5 because I've done 4 jobs previously. And we can also remove a job if we want. We can do -R, job number 5 like so. And we can see now the job is gone. So once you set up a job, if you decide that you don't want to run it after all, just do the AT-R followed by the job number, and that will get rid of it for you. Okay, now a couple other things here we can do. If we go into the etc directory, we can see there that we have an at.deny file. So this is for if we don't want certain users to be able to create an AT job. So we can just do like this. And you see here that it's already set up with a whole bunch of different system accounts that we don't want to allow to create AT jobs. So this is for security purposes. But we can also, let's say we have user Frank that we don't want to create a job. We just go ahead there and add his name like that. Right? And I don't think I have Frank on the system here. Let's see. I don't, so that's okay. Let's just set him up here real quickly. And we don't need all that right now. Okay, so let's go ahead here and log out. And I'm going to go ahead here and log out of my account and log back in as Frank. And we'll open the terminal. Okay. And we'll have to bear with the white text on black background for the time being. So anyway, let's do Frank now plus 5 minutes, like so. And there you see, Frank is locked out from being able to create an AT job. Okay, so very, very handy there. And we can also do a at.allow file. And I did not mean to do that. Meant to log out. That's what I get for trying to do stuff while talking. It doesn't always work well. Anyway, so I'll log back in with my account. And okay, so we could also do the AT allow but you see there's not an at.allow file right now. So the reason for that, let's say we do have an empty at.allow file here. Now I'm going to create my AT job, or I'm going to try to at least. And you see, now I can't do it. Okay, now the reason for that is that if you have an at.allow file with nothing in it, it just means that nobody except for the root user can create an AT job. So if I were to do like this now, okay, so I just put my name into it now. So now I could do like this. And there you go. So I put my own name in it, and now I can create an AT job. So your at.allow is for your whitelist. With at.allow, you put the names of users in there that you specifically want to be able to perform AT jobs. So I could do like this too. And let's say if I had user Maggie on the system, I could just put her name like that. And let's say Lionel, do like that. So you just put the name of each user that you want to be able to allow to do AT jobs on each separate line, and then just save the file. And you don't have to restart the AT service or anything like that. Just as soon as you save the file, those changes take effect. So it's pretty cool, right? Now, if in case you're wondering where the AT jobs get stored, you can go into the var spool directory, and you will see there, supposedly it's in here. I thought it was. Okay, there it is. It's under the AT or rather it's under the var spool at jobs directory. Aha. Okay. So, and you can see there that I don't have permissions to go into there. But that's okay. Let's just do sudo ls-l atjobs like so. And that'll show us what we got in there, okay? So we got nothing in there right now because we don't have any jobs active. And we're going to do like ls-l at-spool. Except you got to have the sudo in there. Okay, and nothing in there right now either because we don't have anything that's active, okay? But let's say we did. And we'll just go ahead here and do this job again. Control D. And so we can do that like this. Nothing there for the spool. And look, we do have one in there for the var spool cron at jobs directory. And so that's where our job gets stored. And you can see there that only the root user can get into that directory. And also, one more thing that I almost forgot to mention, and that's the fact that you cannot use AT with sudo. So you cannot invoke AT with sudo, and you can also not invoke a sudo job from within AT. So if you have a job that requires root privileges, you're just going to have to go to the root command prompt and invoke AT from there. And then once you set up your AT job that requires root privileges, just log back out and it's going to run. Okay, so yeah, just remember that. And that's something that threw me off when I first started working with AT. I wanted to create a root level job and it would not let me. So, I just got to go to that root command prompt. So anyway, I do believe that is pretty much it for the AT command. And as I say, it's pretty flexible. Could come in handy sometime. As I say, I mean, you never know when you might not want to just stick around to make sure that a job gets done. And as I said too, as I've shown to you, it also works when you log out of the system. So you don't have to stay logged in the system for it to work. Okay? So anyway, that's it for now. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. You do all that, it helps me out because it helps out with the YouTube algorithms to to help get the videos more widely disseminated. Okay. So anyway, as I said, if you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.